Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Watch how OxyClean unleashes the power of oxygen, making tough stains disappear like magic.
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now to watch a short video, you'll receive 30 minutes of ad-free music.
It seems like everywhere you turn, you are greeted with ads of some kind. And we have now gotten to the point where ads have completely taken over. Companies know that you are connected to the internet even through your TV, and they now have ads on every medium, which is becoming very overbearing. But how did we get here? We need to go back to the beginning. The history of advertisements actually goes way back. The first ever written ad was found in the ruins of Egypt in 3000 BC. It was written on papyrus by a slaveholder trying to find a runaway slave while also promoting their weaving shop. The first newspaper ad wasn't until 1704, and then came billboards in the early 1800s. And of course, when radios and televisions came into play, advertising took a leap with radio ads and commercials. By the 20th century, more than 30% of the world's population had been used to them. Ads slowly became a medium for the brand and the consumer. In 1992, advertisers started paying for their ads to be broadcasted on the radio and then followed up with commercials on TV. And by the 1950s, organizations invested a lot of money into engaging their audience more. This is when ads started having mascots and jingles. Ads were used to get the attention of a product or service, but this still doesn't explain to how we get to where we are today. We now have to mention the big boy who changed the game with the World Wide Web. That opened a can of worms to what advertisers can do. In 1994, the first online display was a banner ad, and it was used to drive customers to a website landing pages, basically like a search engine. Of course, ads got more intense with the help of mobile devices, and with the market growing more and more competitive, ads were going to be used more. In order for advertisements to be used effectively, it depended on the production and the placement. Using strategy, advertisers started using more personalized ads. This is where you get the banner pop-ups that come into play on mobile and desktop websites. By the 2010s, ads were common enough, even though this may be showing my age a little bit, but I remember growing up during the time of the internet where there were very few ads. I remember when YouTube started playing ads before videos, and it was pretty much groundbreaking. I get ads are used to help people make money since the advertisers are paying the website or company to display their ads. When I was on my Hoops Grid phase during the summer, the creator had to turn on ads in order to keep the site running, and nobody was mad at him for that. But there is a very distinguishable line in the sand for needing to keep the lights on versus needing to make as much money as possible, and it seems like we've been on the latter for years. Now everywhere you turn, you have ads, from your Roku City displaying doggone Walmart and having 2:15 unskippable ads on YouTube's. I mean, Pinterest is pretty much 75% ads right now. It has gotten so bad to the point that websites will have pop-ups and triple banners. There are ads that stay in the bottom of the page even when you scroll down. Even when I was researching for this video, I got so many pop-up ads. You're almost forced to have ad block. Not to mention that certain companies will share your data so that you are getting targeted ads. No reason for me to be getting greeted with ads from Smoothie King when I looked up the directions to the nearest Smoothie King. And companies know that as well. They want to make your experience as inconvenient as possible. Oh, you don't want to be bombarded with irrelevant ads? Twitter has never had ads in the comment section until that man took over. Don't want to see ads about power drills? It seems like the only solution is buying Twitter Blue. Don't want to see ads on Hulu?
Now you're gonna pay, baby.
Well, that's gonna be an extra $3 to $5. And what really kills me is that the ads are being implemented in paid content. What do you mean Amazon and Netflix are going to include ads on their lowest payment tier? I'm already paying for the content, so why do you need ads? Just corporate greed at this point. It's gotten so bad that the NBA has ads on referee jerseys. They have patches on referee jerseys. They have 2 patches. You can't tell me that things aren't totally out of control. They have logo placements on the court during nationally televised games. Why is the PS5 logo here? This is not going to make me want a PlayStation. In fact, it might make me want a PlayStation less. 3 days ago, I was watching the Pelicans versus Magic on NBA TV, and there was literal commercials playing during free throws. I don't want to see another State Farm ad, like I'm dead serious. Not to mention that we already get ad reads during free throws during our local games. And I'm going to keep harping on sports because everything is sponsored now. Even with WWE. I'm a casual watcher, so sometimes I'll, tune in with my cousin during a pay-per-view event, but I can't help but see the freaking Slim Jim ads around the ring and in the title. You have the American Express halftime show. The 3-point contest is sponsored by Starry, and they literally have a prop. The NBA Finals is sponsored by YouTube TV. It's in the logo. You can't miss it. They also mention it every 5 minutes. During NBA press conferences, there's literally a bottle of Gatorade on the table. And since ads are getting shoved so far down your throats, it's making me not care for them anymore because I'm just so off put by them. I just don't care for ads anymore. Like, especially with the help of the internet and word of mouth, if I need anything, I can just ask the internet. And even then, I still have my preferences. No commercial will make me go to Arby's. I don't care what their deal is. No commercial will make me go to Firehouse Subs. I don't care what their deal is. The Super Bowl used to be huge. Now the commercials are less memorable and they barely get the buzz like they did 10 years ago. It's because ads have become way too intrusive and have been more about money than selling a product. No reason for there to be an ad placed on Historical Church. I'm just saying. We have strayed so far from what the main purpose of what ads were intended as, and now they have become irritating to look at because there isn't any type of regulation on the limit of ads, how many you can see, how many they can push out, the different companies can only place ads on a certain amount of websites. If companies want to ban ad block, then we need to look into the reason why people are using it in the first place. Consumers need to be protected from the barrage of ads that brands want us to see. And my question is, to end this video, is what do products expect us to do? Especially when there are a lot of ads and a lot of them are targeted, for online devices. I know not everybody is connected to the internet like that. So some people actually do get their ads from, TVs and radios. But do companies really expect when the ads to roll out that they get an increase, especially when there's so many? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but Beyonce is not convincing me to join Verizon. And I just want to leave it off as that. What do you see happening in the future, and do you really become moved by ads, especially in this day and age?